Welcome back to Kin in Line. I make this part 112. So this is a detail of a drawing, a large drawing I did in London. So we seem to go on back in time, around 1990. So we're at the Tower Bridge on a cold and blustery day, no doubt. A couple of boats here shooting along the Thames. Some distant buildings, far less built up than it is now down in the the eastern side towards the estuary. And then, of course, this is the Hms Belfast, I think it is, which has been moored there probably since the end of the Second World War, I think. So it's like an established, I think there are two ships there now, and we were last there in 2018. So it's a very big drawing book which I lugged around and did a few drawings. So this is, in London you have to draw St. Paul's at some point. I think I've showed earlier a small sketch of the dome that I did, but this is now a bit bigger. And I also managed to get inside St. Paul's for nothing back then. So it was free entry. Now you pay about £25 to get in. Okay, so there is another drawing I did inside St. Paul's, but I think we'll come back to that. This is a charcoal sketch I did at Bishop Stortford when we went to visit my wife's brother, who was working up there just north of London. So sort of historic little hamlet, and he was sharing this house with others, a couple of young people, and I think they said this was about a 17th century building, so practically older than anything in South Africa. Yes, this is also a view I did out over the sort of interesting landscape in the winter. And naturally there's a church. This is Britain, of course. And every little village has a church. It's sometimes, almost 1,000 years old, dating, well, sort of 800 years old. Some of these, some are even date back to the Norman Conquest, 1066, or soon after. I'm not sure what became of that nice drawing I did inside the here we go. So sorry, these are just, I had another chess set idea. I guess it's more of actually just a sculpture, but quite like those. So a whole lot of flat circular planes arranged one on top of the other with that sort of design on them. Could look quite pretty with that sort of design. Yeah, so inside St. Paul's, I spent a good hour or two painstakingly. I'm sure this part of the cathedral, just above the altar or whatever, the sort of focal point really of the cathedral. I don't know, I'm sure it's got a name, but I have no idea what it is. But, I never got to climb up into the dome, which apparently is quite incredible. And then this was sketched at the St. Paul's tube station. And yeah, I mean, if you've lived in the UK, in London, you'll know all about catching this tube train. These trains come out of that hollow with a sort of gush of warm air. And, they're arriving. And look at these characters here seated. I like this chap's nose. And it doesn't worry me that they kind of integrated into the side of the station or platform. These people are like part of a system. The whole of London just operates on these thousands of people commuting all over the show, morning and night. And I think I've allowed the rest of this lovely big drawing book to go to waste, so we'll just make this a short one for now. Cheers.